Well, hello, Matt.
Hello, Joe. Welcome to Twin Speak. I'm glad you could join us today.
Yeah, welcome to Twin Speak to you too. Twin Speak, Christian music and other stuff, and welcome to everybody else out there in podcast listener land. It's good to listen to everybody, and I'm sure it's good for you to listen to us too. Hopefully.
Okay, well, hold on. First off, you want to listen to everybody, but this is not a live broadcast. So
You can call
there's
in.
no call in.
Let me give you Matt's
And
phone number.
I'm not sure exactly.
Let me give you Matt's phone number.
867-5309.
867-5309.
Please don't sing.
Okay. Well, there you go. Thanks. Always telling me what to do.
Well, I'm older than you, so there's that.
Older, uglier, grayer. The list can just continue to go on. All the above, for sure. It's just never changed. Anyways, well, it is great to be at our fourth episode. This is our fourth episode of Twin Speak. Can you believe it?
I can't. It actually feels like it's 15th. The amount of times that we've tried working through our audio stuff, it kind of feels like it's a little more like the 15th. But yeah, fourth album that we're reviewing.
Fourth album that we're reviewing.
Because the last one was singles.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but not one single. I'm married, but nobody called me. Anyway.
Did you want somebody to call you?
No,
Can you
not
please
at all.
do me a favor and just put your wife on the line? I just want to talk with her for a minute.
Honey, Matt wants to talk to you. As long as she doesn't mess with my screens or anything else like that, I think we're in good shape.
Yeah, probably. Well, yeah, so, good. Don't.
Well,
touch
today, don't please don't touch anything. Stop taking pictures. All the stuff.
Yeah,
but well, today we get the opportunity to review, probably one of my favorite albums of the '90s, from one of the greatest Christian rock bands, which is Petra. Can you say that with an enunciating P?
Petra. Yeah, I can. I can say it.
Petra.
I can do things. I can do hard things.
You can
Petra.
Man. Yeah.
And you know what? Yeah. I can do it, even though it's beyond belief.
It is beyond belief. I love it.
This is their best album. Sorry, to me, one of their best albums. But probably my favorite. Beyond Belief.
I'll say. Why do I feel like I'm so low? Hold on. I gotta move my camera. There. Just felt like I was sitting in a high chair. Yeah, this is definitely
that are watching. Yes.
If you're watching,
for everybody else,
you're like, "What are you talking about? You don't understand the thing you're talking about at all."
Exactly.
So, anyways, no, arguably probably one of my favorite, probably one of the best Petra albums. Actually, looking at if we want to talk about Wikipedia. Beyond Belief is the 12th studio album of Petra, released in 1990 on June 20th. And the album, from what it says, this album can blah, blah. In this album, the band continues to polish the hard rock, arena rock sound the band has been working on their previous efforts before their Praise album. So this album is the one that actually came out prior to, or it came out just after Petra Praise. So it was On Fire, then Petra Praise, then this one. The crazy thing about that is
well, there was This Means War.
Well, This Means War was before On Fire,
right?
But, yeah.
So but you said it was So it was. Well, there's so many more. You were like, it was On Fire, then Petra Praise, then this one. Why didn't you go to This Means War?
I don't want to go back that far. Just felt it was unnecessary for the moment.
There's a reason why, Joe, I actually want to bring this up. And it's because between 1986 and 1994 is known as kind of the peak period for Petra, which interestingly enough, that's in 1986, off of the album Back to the Street. That's actually when John Schlitt got into the band. They actually thought that the band was going to break up after Greg X Volz left. And then they found John Schlitt because Bob Hartman had met him on an airplane, I guess at one point. And he was in a secular band, became Christian, and then joined on Back to the Street. But everything leading up to it was, we need to have a big arena type of type of album, a studio album that was going to be good for arena, and Beyond Belief nailed it.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And and Back to the Street, actually, I remember hearing that album for the first time, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't Greg X Volts." And part of me was like, "I don't like that." And they're like, "Who is this John?" And I'm like, "That just doesn't seem like a good word to say." Um, and I remember reading it wrong, you know.
You sure did.
Yeah.
You definitely read
So
that.
so I'm
It's
like, you
Schlit.
can't say that. It is. It is. Say that again. Yeah. So
Schlit.
so anyway, again,
Yeah, that's
more fun with the censor button.
more fun
Not
with the
actually
censor button.
not actually cursing over here, just having fun with the censor button while we say his name correctly.
That's right. Yeah, good.
So, but anyways, but then This Means War came out, completely changed everything as far as whoa. This just his voice was
Yeah,
incredible. On Fire, another great album. But I remember we got Beyond Belief before Petra Praise. And for some reason, I thought Petra Praise came after Beyond Belief. I'm like, wow, they released two albums at the same time,
yeah,
and apparently they didn't. I was listening to a podcast, an interview with Ronnie Cates, which we'll go ahead and do another shameless plug for Christian Geeks podcast, because they had an interview with Ronnie Cates, and
yeah.
uh,
That was really good.
that was an
That was
incredible
really cool.
interview.
So good to
Golly,
listen to.
but
We
yeah,
need to get
Ronnie.
Ronnie Cates.
You do that, so but anyways, uh but yeah, he was talking about his intro into the band with On Fire, how Petra Praise, he started to have a little bit of creative ability, being able to kind of write his own bass lines and stuff, and then by the time he hit Beyond Belief, uh he even said this album was something special, and they didn't record this album all together. This was a time where they were all separate, so FedEx was delivering tapes, and they would have to listen to them and practice, and they'd be recording in different studios, and they all did not even hear this album together until it was completely finished and polished, which just really isn't the case these days, with all the stuff that you can
Right.
do now. I mean, you can be in four different places recording at the same time online.
Yeah. Well, this album won its band's first Grammy as well. So I mean, they had won Dove Awards, but this was actually the first Grammy that that Petra received on behalf of this album. And so this was the peak of their popularity. It was
Yep.
truly, you and I saw Petra off of this album, and we had bought we bought the cassette tape. We had a big
Yep.
poster in our
Oh yeah.
rooms, like huge
Yeah.
poster with, like, I mean, it scaled the wall, but it was a big airplane. And I think that's what we loved about the album to begin with, is we loved airplanes. So it's like they're
Yep.
in a hangar, there's an airplane, and then you had them standing there. But we went and saw them, and it was probably one of the most incredible concerts. It's one that's definitely in the memory bank, because it was in California at Irvine Meadows. Altar Boys was there. Kim Boyce,
Yep.
Tim, no,
Josh
not Tim Miner. He came out, but
Josh
yeah,
McDowell, he was
yeah,
on the road with them, and he was speaking at that time. And yeah, that concert was, I would arguably to this day say it's probably one of my favorite, probably the favorite Christian concert that I've ever been
yeah,
to. And
yeah,
and I remember you and I were, we liked some of the songs. We didn't like all of them, but we did get to learn a lot of them because we bought the Petra, the Beyond Belief movie.
yep,
Remember?
yeah.
And
I do remember. Yeah,
yeah, and that had a whole bunch of it had a whole bunch of videos on it. I think like six of them, if I
yeah,
remember. Oops, I hit my mic. Let me go ahead and take a
yeah.
look here.
Oh, you have it.
Oh, I do have it. Look at that.
That is that ours from when
This
we
is
were.
the Yep. This
That is
is
the
I have the exact album, the exact VHS that has the paper in it and everything.
That's
Um,
cool. That's
but
cool.
yeah, this had quite a few songs on it. It had gosh, well, I've got a list of them
You
right
keep
here.
hitting your mic.
No, it's my table.
Oh,
Creed. It had Creed, Seen and Not Heard, Love, Beyond Belief, and Armed and Dangerous, and I Am on the Rock.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yeah,
and there
because
was
of
this,
that. Well, go ahead.
yeah, and then on this, it was actually a movie. So
Yeah.
with the movie, you had you had a storyline. You know, it was a runner, and he was mad at his dad because his dad left.
Yeah.
Kind of left the family, but his brother was like, "I'm a Christian, and you need to love Jesus and forgive Dad." And he's like, "I'm not going to. This is beyond belief," or whatever. And he would leave. Like the storyline was funny, and you remember?
Remember, didn't he get AIDS?
No, no, he didn't. The
He
brother, who
didn't?
was a Christian, got cancer, and then
Oh,
he's
okay. I knew
like,
somebody got sick.
so he's yeah, AIDS. He's just
Well,
killing
well, it's
people
the
away
90s.
with.
I mean, the 80s was AIDS and,
Yeah, I know. So
so
it's funny. So then he's like, I've got cancer, brother, and you need to forgive Dad. And then intro
he's like,
into
"No." And then he
right,
went running.
right, yeah. He starts running, and then and
There's
then
just
it's and then it's love. Now we're singing about
yeah.
love. So the storyline was kind of funny, and at the end was Armed and Dangerous, which is what we opened the podcast with. But Armed and Dangerous was actually this this son who gave his life to Christ and then went on a missions trip. But that video, and I know we're not talking necessarily about the video, but the video was produced by Stephen Yake, and I remember seeing his name around quite a bit. But
Yeah.
Stephen Yake, Willie George, and Blaine Bartell were the ones that were involved with Church on the Move, who not only created that video but also created Fire by Night, and that was another place that we heard a lot about Petra.
I loved Fire by Night. The
Did you?
focus on the
Yeah.
family, or the is that what it was? What was the there was a
No.
little uh there was a little play or a skit that was inside of it as well, which had good stories. But then you always had these bands. You had Petra, Carmen was on there a lot, Rick Kua.
Yep.
Um, gosh, it was just a ton of these Christian musical artists. But I think it
Hey,
was I was listening to One Degree with Andy, which is also another great podcast with a
another great podcast.
lot of Christian artists that are from the CCM, kind of early CCM, and even now current. That Andy, who's from For Him, interviews, and he interviewed Rick Kua, who essentially he was on Fire by Night quite a bit, and I guess if you're on Fire by Night, then they'll also film a video for free. So you're on Fire by Night as a guest, and then the program will film a free music video for you. So every single one of Rick Kua's videos did not come out of his pocket; it came out of Fire by Night.
Yeah, and that's crazy. That's crazy that he got to film those videos, and yeah, he didn't have to pay for any of them. So
No.
neither did a record company, and they were pretty good videos actually. Um,
Yep.
but anyways, but here's what I remember, and this is kind of the intro into the second song on the album. Um, Being at that concert, uh, just kind of being in that arena. We've never been to a concert so big. For some reason, we left our seats. We left our
I
seats.
remember that.
Josh
He was
McDowell was speaking,
talking.
and
Yep.
we're like, okay, well, we've already given our life to Christ, so let's go get some popcorn. And,
It
and we
wasn't
left.
popcorn.
What was it? It was something.
We went to the stand where they were selling things, and we bought the Altar Boys video VHS tape, and we were
Oh,
looking, and then we heard a song, and we're like, "Are they playing?" Like he
yeah.
was like,
I think I know this song, and it was "I Am on the Rock." And what I remember is it starting and us running downstairs, trying our best not to fall as we got to our seats, and
we had
then
great seats,
yeah,
great
we did,
seats,
yeah,
like fifth row.
yeah,
And we were
something like that.
starstruck even looking at Petra. We're like, "Wow, they
I
look
know
like they look." Like
that's and the big banner
that's them.
behind them and all that
I
stuff.
know.
So, but
So
anyways, well,
cool.
let's go ahead and play "I Am on the Rock," and see how
Let's
this
do
one
it.
sounds. Let's do it.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
tell you
so
what,
let's talk
we're gonna
about the
cut.
lyrics.
We're gonna cut that. We'll cut that out.
Because I don't think "I Am on the Rock" is anywhere in that song. You should
the
just
wrong.
keep this in
It's the
there.
wrong song.
Okay, keep it in there.
Okay, let's go into "I Am on the Rock." Oh, I
Okay.
hitting the wrong button. Here we go.
Yeah, this shaking. It's not the boundary. This world is crumbling, coming apart at the seam. But I am on the rock. I am on the rock. Everywhere I'm turning, it's only bad news. This bomb is ticking, and we're getting to the end of the fuse. But I am on the rock. I am on the rock. Are you ready? I am on the rock. That's your foundation. I am on the rock. On the rock. I am on the rock. It's revelation. I am on the rock. Though the winds may blow, and though the floods may grow, I shall not be moved, 'cause I am on the rock. The storms approaching, I'm standing high in the sky.
This is his voice. His voice is so good on that song. I mean, it's
I
good
know.
on every song, but that song we didn't even listen to until we bought that VHS tape.
Oh, I know.
And we're like,
I know.
oh, like the waves are crashing over. But did you know that VHS tape actually came out before the album?
I don't think I did. No, that's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was reading it earlier, and I'm like, wow, that came out prior to the release of the album by like 12 hours. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, but it did come out earlier. I just don't know. At least that's what I read.
Now I've got this, which
I
is
knew you did. I do not
Yeah.
have that. Did you buy me one?
No, I did not. It was a little bit pricey. But anyways, Girder Records, and it's kind of hard to see. But
Yeah.
if you're
Joe
watching,
is for those that can't see. Joe's holding up the vinyl of Petra's Beyond Belief. Is
Yeah.
it still wrapped up?
I still have the wrap. I just cut a slit in the side so I can pull the album out. And
Gotcha. Say that 5 times. Slit in the side. Slit in the slide.
say what 5 times?
Slit in the side. Exactly.
So, anyways, you got the insert, so with the original picture, inside, so you can see that picture
We
with
had
all of
a
them.
T-shirt of that picture.
Yeah, and then the record,
Okay.
the record is orange.
That's
So,
cool. See, I'm going to look at YouTube eBay right now.
Nope, don't go to eBay. Go to Girder Records. So Girder Records, they're the ones that actually put this out as a limited vinyl, 180 grams. So it's a nice thick album, and it's remastered. It sounds incredible. But anyways, they do a good job, and they actually put out all of theirs. So I have Unseen Power. They have Wake Up Call remastered and put out. Unseen Power is like a really cool blue, and then Wake Up Call, which I don't have, is yellow. But yeah, they've done a good job. So if you're looking Overstock or Boone's Overstock or Girder Records, that's the place to go to get those. But nonetheless, you'll have to go there and take a look.
Did you know, just a fun fact about Unseen Power? And I didn't love Unseen Power as compared to Beyond Belief. Like I think I was expecting Beyond Belief, hoping for Beyond Belief, and Unseen Power was actually released and had a different director. Like somebody else was recording it, and this was the album that they thought would actually go. It was released on Epic Records, so it was released out into the secular world. And so there was a belief that this album, that coming off of Beyond Belief and going into Unseen Power, was going to actually bring them into mainstream. And like Amy Grant, like Michael W. Smith, and well, it did. That album, they were able to play at Farm Aid in Texas, which is one of Christian band has not played there before. Apparently, Petra was the first one to ever play there because of Unseen Power, and off of Epic Records. But it didn't materialize that they got into the mainstream. They still stayed within contemporary Christian music. But anyways, we're not talking about Unseen Power, but that was kind of a fun fact.
That is a fun fact. How many
It is a
times
little
can
fun
you say
fact.
fun?
The fact is fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
In fact, it's fun.
If you say fun too many times, it's just funny. I don't know. What that is. But anyways, so the next song on this is Creed, which starts out kind of slow. Again, we didn't listen to a lot of crazy music when we were younger. A lot of Carmen and stuff like that. But coming off of this was probably one of the first songs that I heard that started slow and then kicked in fast with that electric guitar. I mean, Bob Hartman did a great job. John and Dino Elefante did a great job at producing this. I mean, goodness. But
John Laurie did a great job on the keyboards. Like, he's such a great keyboard player.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And so, I mean, he started out, but I don't know about you. I never listened to this song all the way through until I watched the VHS.
Yeah. Matter of fact,
I stopped it. It's slow.
Right.
I'm done. I'm moving on.
And if it came out on DVD, I mean on CD instead or DVD instead, I probably would have watched it through. But because it was VHS, I knew that I needed to stop it because this is ridiculous. Well, with that, let's go ahead and listen. Let's go ahead and listen to Creed and Matt, let's try to hit the right song this time.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're in order. Go to number 3.
All right, let me push it and see what happens.
I believe in God the Father, maker of heaven and earth, and in Jesus Christ, his only Son. I believe in the virgin birth. I believe in the man of sorrows, bruised for iniquities. I believe in the Lamb who was crucified and hung between 2 thieves. I believe in the resurrection on the 3rd and glorious day. And I believe in the empty tomb and the stone that the angel rolled away. He descended and set the captives free. And now he sits at God's right hand and prepares a place for me. This is my creed, the witness I have had, the faith that has endured. This truth is assured through the darkest ages past. All persecuted it will last, and I will hold stand fast to this creed. I believe he said his spirit to comfort.
So good. And the song, I mean, it's the thing about this album is it's not complicated. Like, you listen to the words and the messages on the surface. I mean, and this is just, I remember having a shirt. Remember the shirt that said Creed on the front? And I think it had the whole first verse on the back. And we used to wear it to junior high school along with our Brian Duncan shirt and Carmen Radically Saved shirt. Like, it's saved, delivered, and healed shirt from Carmen.
Yeah. I don't know why we got made fun of.
I don't know. It's like, why did nobody why didn't we not have any friends? I just don't understand.
I'm wearing Z Cavaricis. I got my Z Cavaricis and my Brian Duncan shirt. I don't understand.
Gosh. I used to wear my Z Cavaricis with my Petra Creed shirt because there was something with the colors of my one pair of Z Cavaricis. Yeah, I think it might have been 2, but eventually. But anyways, such a great song. This one of my favorite ones, and there's also a second version of this song where the intro is not quite as intricate as this one. And it was on the digital version of the Beyond Belief album until probably about a year ago, and they switched it back to the original one, which is the one that we just heard. So I don't know where that one came from. I was a little disappointed. I'm like, why we would put something on an album that is, definitely one of the best ones and change it up. But
Yeah.
this is such a great song.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then it goes into the next song is Beyond Belief, which is the title track. It's funny, you have to have the title track, someplace in there. But this song they continue to play, this even now. And the fact that I have front row seats to see them next month has no bearing on anything I'm about to say, except for the fact that I'm seeing them in front row with a VIP meet and greet, and you're not. And just wanted to remind you.
I was actually looking this morning. I was like, gosh, I wonder if I can make it out there to see them. And I have tickets, fourth row tickets, to see Stephen Curtis Chapman that same exact night.
Oh my gosh, really?
So yeah, so I'm like, oh boy. Like, well, we'll both be at some great concerts. I don't have a meet and greet, but I'm going to try and find my way onto the stage. And so you'll see me in the paper.
Huh. Oh, good.
It'd be good.
I look forward to that. You'll well, you won't see me in the paper. That's just, you probably won't. But I'll look forward to seeing you in the paper and maybe in prison. So there you go.
Maybe your prison that you work in.
Maybe I can give you a job as a clerk.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyways, well, let's go ahead and play the title track Beyond Belief. This one they continue to play, and I guess it's probably one of their favorite songs to play, but starts off with that, that simple guitar, but it's just kind of got a really cool groove to it. So anyways,
yeah, I learned this on the guitar when we were in high school. Just the intro.
Yeah, I remember that, and it sounded nothing like this.
We're content to pitch our tent when the glory is evident. Seldom do we know the glory came and went. Moving can seem dangerous in this stranger's pilgrimage. Knowing that you can't stand still, you cross the bridge. There's a higher place to go beyond belief, where we reach the next plateau beyond belief, and from faith to faith we grow towards the center of the throne, where He beckons us to go beyond belief, Whoa. Leap of faith without a net.
Gosh, I love the bass sound of this song and the matching with Louis Weaver's drums.
Yeah.
They're just that sound is amazing. And the one thing I loved being, a bass player, and as a kid, wanting to play bass, he's somebody that I just thoroughly looked up to. He can run on the stage and play the
know.
bass at the same time.
Now, he was one of my favorites too to watch, and I think it's because we saw the video of him running on the stage, and I think it was Seen and Not Heard video, whichever one had their actual stage set up with the banner in the background. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think that was Seen and Not Heard. No, maybe it was
It was
Creed.
Creed. Yep, it was Creed.
And so watching him run and then seeing him actually run in the concert was like, wow, like you're running with your bass and playing just fine.
Yeah, I know.
And then sings.
It
And then you hear him talk and he sounds nothing like you would think.
Oh no, I know. No,
So-
nothing at all. It's kind of a raspy voice.
And he had great hair.
He did.
Great
He
hair.
did. Yeah. He's bald now, but he did have great hair.
Well, what's funny is Bob Hartman had no hair, and then on this album had hair.
I know. I don't know.
And maybe some albums before that too, but suddenly like he had hair.
Yeah.
They all had the same hair. So it's like, what happened? Like they all got this like
You're not
curly bangs.
I know. You're not fooling anybody, Bobby. We're on to you.
Yeah.
But
we also said that, sorry, that I'm not mean to step on you, but for Bob Hartman, that rock artists should not have a beard or be bald.
Right.
So,
right.
But Bob Hartman was a bald bearded guy that had hair, but he was so great.
He was in Petra, so it was
Such a
okay.
good,
But speaking of
great
bass players, I do have to bring this up, and I probably shouldn't, but I do. So when I was in Red Lion and living in Tennessee, going to this church, Bethel, there was, we're going to go ahead and then name droppers now, but there was always all these people there, right? Michael Tate, Toby Mac, Carmen, and I would always sit next to this guy who was a bass player, and this was about 1998, and I was a bass player and he was a bass player, and for some reason in church we always sat together. I think I told you this before, Matt, but
who did you sit next to?
Well, I haven't gotten there yet. So, anyways, we went to church. I was just name dropping. If you missed it, I was name dropping the church I went to. Yeah. So, anyways, I'd sit next to this guy. You must have knew I was going to drop some names. So, anyways,
I had a feeling you were going to drop some names today.
Anyways, well, I'm not done. So keep your hand on the button, Matt.
I'm going to keep my hand on the button.
So, anyways, I don't know. I can finish it. So I'm sitting next to this guy, and I'm like, "Hey, like, what's your name?" And he's like, "Lonnie." He's like, "What's your name, Joe?" Like, "Oh, what do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, I play bass in this band." And he's like, "I play bass in a band too." And that was it. Never asked him who he played bass for. I would be gone for a couple weeks and come back, and he'd be like, "Where you been?" And I'm like, "Oh, we played a couple places and stuff like that." I was like, "Oh, okay, well, that's cool." Go on about playing. He'd be gone, and then he'd come back. "Where you been?" "Oh, we went out on the road." "Oh, good." Everybody's a musician there. So my assumption is I'm looking at a guy who is probably in a small band, like I was in.
No name
like
band,
I was
like
in.
Redline.
Right, like I was in. And one day he came back, and he was gone for a couple months, and I was like, "Hey, Lonnie, where have you been?" He's like, "Oh man, we were on tour and we were overseas." I'm like, or something like that. I'm like, "What?" We've never asked this question before. I'm like, "What band are you in?" He's like, "I'm in Petra." I'm like, "You're in Petra?" I'm like, is this is one of those things that I think you're obligated to tell somebody that you're sitting next to who plays bass too.
Yeah.
Like, "Hey,
my name's Lonnie from Petra."
My name's Lonnie. I know you say that you're a bass player, but you'll never measure up. I'm in Petra. But the cool thing is not only, I mean, obviously then I was like, oh my gosh, like I've been a big fan and blah, blah, blah. But I was at GMA, and I remember Petra walking through the corridor, and there's Bob Hartman and there's John Schlitt, and I'm just standing there, and it's almost like the whole group just split for them. And everybody started cheering for them.
Like the Red Sea?
Really? Yeah,
That's
like the Red Sea. And everybody started cheering for them as they started to walk through, and they're waving. And I remember Lonnie coming up to me and giving me a hug, and John Schlitt looking over at me and then he just kind of waved at me like. Anyways, so yeah. Well, you know what? I'm done dropping names. Next.
Let's go on to Love.
The next song, Love.
Isn't this next song Love?
Hey Matt.
Yeah.
Hey Matt. I know you know the Bible. So what this is going to be your little test here. What verse in the Bible does this come from?
This comes from
Stop looking at your computer. What book of the Bible? Just tell me the book.
Love is kind.
Yeah, okay, what's the book of the Bible?
It's from 1 Corinthians.
Okay, very good.
6:13.
6:13? Listen, I'm going to go ahead and give you...
it's from 1 Corinthians.
It is from 1 Corinthians. Jeez.
See?
Call yourself a Christian.
I didn't know that.
You call yourself a Christian. Anyways.
You call yourself a Christian.
It's 1 Corinthians 13, but not 6:13. I don't know where
you've been cursing.
That. Okay.
Like left and right with all your schlit.
Don't even get me started. Okay. Let's go ahead and play Love.
Let's do that. Good. Play it.
Love is patient, love is kind, no eyes of envy, true love is blind. Love is humble, it knows no pride, no selfish motive, hidden inside. Love is gentle, makes no demands, despite all wrong, true love still stands. Love is holy, love is pure, it lasts forever, it will endure. Love knows when to let go. Love knows when to say no. Love grows in the light of the sun, and love shows the world that the Son of Love has come. Love is loyal.
All right.
You know, the fun part about...
It's 1 Corinthians 13:4.
Good job, Matt.
Through 8.
Good job, Matt. You know,
it's amazing what your phone can do.
Yeah, it's more of a Christian than you are. You must have an Apple.
I do have an Apple.
Then it's...
You must have an Android.
An Android? Yes. Yeah, I have an Android. So, anyways, yeah, Love, one of their slow songs, of course. Great song.
I love that song. I love Love Song.
I do.
It's another slow song that I wouldn't have liked.
You like Love Song? Didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't realize that I liked this song either. But this is a great video, actually. And then towards the end, they've got a wonderful, like a choir singing, and it's kind of got the bluish, tint.
Love.
Yeah. But I was going to say, probably one of the best things for people who are watching this podcast, if you're watching it on YouTube or Spotify, iTunes, whatever, is to watch us dance. and first of all,
during the song,
and to watch us dance, not realizing that there's this fun delay. So because I'm the one playing the music, I get to hear it and speak the words correctly. And then I watch you after I've spoken the words to see what it looks like when you speak the words late. And that's fun. So
you're playing the music from there.
So the next,
which just tells me that we should listen to more of you singing.
We should. But we're gonna go. The next song.
Oh. You know what that means?
I have no idea.
I've got to
shut up, Matt.
I've got a surprise.
I've got a surprise
for everybody. Joe, can you do me a favor?
Hit the stop button on this recording if you have something of me singing.
Joe, I need you to do me a favor.
What?
And I need you to just lower your volume.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Why?
Because we want to make sure we can hear this. I'm not sure if I'm able to have this come through or not. I really hope I can.
Okay.
But here is I mean, I have a name dropper right now, which is I'm sitting with the Joe Pranito. Yeah. And so I just got to play a song. This is Joe at his peak singing career. Maybe not so much peak.
This is terrible. You have no idea.
Maybe not at all.
No idea what's coming your way. I just don't have enough time on my hands, apparently.
Oh, okay. Here. Let's go ahead and play this.
All right, let's get this over with.
Though the rain may bring you tears, no sun will shine again. Through the sleepless nights of fear, don't be afraid, I'll always be here. I know walking through a war alone is tough. Just reach out your hand, let's walk in unity. Through your power I can stand. Lift me up.
So that's
What the
you,
heck?
Joe,
What the heck?
singing
Where did you get that?
singing a song.
Where did
I have my ways.
that?
I have my
Now,
ways.
was that on the radio? Please tell me that wasn't on the radio.
That was not on the radio.
Thank God.
Goodness.
We did that live in the studio.
We did. That was not on the radio
Thank
show.
God.
And it wasn't from, yeah. But I found it fell in my lap.
Oh, well.
And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to play this. Because this is you singing. So, I mean, anyways.
I'm going to.
So for anybody who wants to watch Joe's reaction, other than, because I mean, you can only imagine his face and him curled over, because it just is.
It's awful.
It's awful.
It's awful.
It's so bad. Actually, I have it written down here in my machine here. It says Joe's awful singing.
Well,
that's what I put down there.
You know what? You were accurate. You're accurate. My word. I have, to find out where you got that.
Somebody that sings well.
Next song is Underground. I learned to like this one. This wasn't one of my favorite songs when it first came out.
No.
And words have everything to do with it. So Matt, before I play this song, just what is this song about?
This song is about, I'm looking, because I remember looking at this thinking, like, I really like this song, but I don't remember the words.
Very interesting, Matt.
Around. I'm going to.
You're just reading the lyrics.
I mean, essentially, though, I mean, it's I'm going to be bold for my faith, and I'm not going to go and hide from it. Like I'm not going to go underground.
Why is it talking about TV?
And so it's a lot.
Why is it talking about TV?
Well, because it's telling a story there, Joe.
Well,
it says, look at the front page, turn on the TV. There's fire around they fire another round at you. Well, I mean, it's
okay. So just say it, man. You have no clue. You don't know what's going on. Let's just go ahead and play it, and listeners, you listened and find out what Underground actually talking about. Matt, learn a little bit about this. We're going to do Seen and Not Heard after this, and I hope you got a better answer. But here's Underground.
I do. Actually, you know what? So seen and not heard is about not being hypocritical. It's about you don't want to essentially say, okay, hey, I'm a Christian, but you're not giving off basically the same. It's how you're living.
Good.
How are you going to live?
Good, Matt. Good. Yeah. Kind of an old.
So what about underground, Joe? I was watching you sing, and I noticed you weren't singing all the words.
No, I don't know all the words.
So,
and I was enjoying the dancing, but I'm not afraid to admit it.
I could tell.
But seen and not heard.
So much to dance, you drop something.
What I like about seen and not heard is kind of a play on the way that children are supposed to be, right? People would say children are meant to be seen and not heard. And then this one is saying sometimes God's children should be seen and not heard. So let's go ahead and play this one.
It's one of my favorites.
It is. This was the one.
Probably is my favorite.
This is the one that in the video, they are goofy. I mean, and I say that because they're goofy
in a good way,
while Louis Weaver is wearing a Mickey Mouse T-shirt. So they were very Disney. But I mean, I remember Ronnie Cates having socks in his mouth. They just seemed like they were just having a ball.
I remember that
on this one. But yeah, let's go ahead and play this one. Seen and not heard.
I just think it's funny to watch us basically do the same motions. Like this is kind of what twins do, I guess. Right? We have no idea how we're going to mimic some of the words on these songs.
I know,
and then we just do it exactly the same.
I know. It is kind of funny. So yeah, that was one of my favorite songs. Still probably one of my favorite songs. But I just remember the movie said something like, "You can what something like." You can say it to me, but I'm just not hearing it, or something weird like that. I'm seeing it. No,
here's what he said. Music starting.
Yeah, he says, "I hear you." This is what he said. "I hear you, but I'm just not seeing it." And then they went into the video, but I'm like, wait a minute. I hear you, but I'm not seeing it. But it's called seen and not heard. I'm like, you got those backwards. Anyways, but nonetheless, I need to put. I think that video is actually on YouTube. I think you can watch that movie, the whole thing.
The whole movie is.
But anyways, the next song is "Last Days." I really liked the chorus on this one. I remember.
What's this one about, Joe?
This was about the last days. Pretty simple, Matt.
Well, obviously,
pretty simple.
You should
take a look at the words.
I'm glad I gave you a freebie there.
Yeah. Well, it's about the last days. The final haze. And it's actually coming from a scripture where.
What does that mean?
Well, it's because you can't see. It's the final haze. The final haze,
seen and not heard.
The final haze. He will send something like he will send you strong delusions to believe a lie. This is talking about how the enemy lies to us, and that this is to come in the last days, So I know a little bit of something, Matt. Learn something from me. Here's "Last Days."
Somewhere in a distant light has carried his heart away. Some say he was one of us, a prodigal gone astray. But inside he's as cold as ice, the truth that he wrote away. He wrote the sun, the point of no return. In the last days, the final haze. There was strong delusion to believe a lie. In the last days, before the blaze, they couldn't see beyond their risky trance. To grab the truth and have a fighting chance. In the last days.
Such a good song. Like I didn't like that song at first either, and it's not on the video. But I actually remember listening to it because our friend who spent the night, Dennis, I woke up to him listening to this song. Like he woke up early and it's blasting down the hall, and I'm like, what in the world is he listening to?
Was that at our house or his house?
That was at our house.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, we were asleep in our dad's bed. Our dad wasn't there.
Yeah, please clarify, Matt.
Well, he was gone. He was out of town.
Yeah.
So we had a friend over. And it
Was this around the time?
he had a bigger
Was
bed.
this the time we wake up every half hour and prank call people?
That's a whole different episode, all in episode.
Yeah, we better not talk
I'm like-
talk about how we almost got charged.
Yeah. Almost got charged. This next song, "What's in a Name," I actually used to really like because there's so many names through the Bible that they would refer to Jesus
Right.
as, and then the question is like, what's in the name? Like, what's in this name that the demons flee? Like, it's just there's this question that kind of comes, which is just really cool to think about. Like, who is this man
that gives this
that
wife?
even the
that
waves
gives this
obey
woman.
him? Gives this
Who is this man that gives this woman?
right blasphemy.
Now tell me something though, Matt. You used to like this song. Why don't you like it anymore?
I do like it. I still like
I'm
it.
just
Which is-
clarifying. I really used to like this song.
I
It's
really
very actual
liked
words.
it.
I really used to like this song.
I really used to like it, and then I haven't heard it for a long time, and then I heard it again as we were preparing for this
Concert?
Cod.
Oh, we got a concert? Jeez,
Concast.
it's Concast.
Concast.
All right. Yeah, I like this song too.
All right, what's in the name? Let's sing this. Let's hear this. Let's hear this.
Some men call him rabbi, good teacher, nothing more. The son of just a carpenter who taught along the shore. Some men call him master, Elijah, come again. Some left their nets to follow him to learn the gifts for man. Some say he is Messiah. I am who's always been. The Baptists call him Lamb of God, who takes away our sin. What's in a name that the demons flee? What's in a name that the captives go free? What's in a name that every knee should bow? In the name of Jesus, name above all names, there is power and glory forever and ever, forever and ever. Some say Son of David, returning to his
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good song.
Good song.
Good song. Good song.
It's coming back on again.
This next song, I know. This next song is actually it's their last song on the album, but was probably one of my favorite songs on this album at the time. Still one of my
I was
favorite
going to say,
songs.
you just
There's
said
no used
was.
to.
You
It's
said it
still
probably was
one of my favorite songs.
I was just
But it was the favorite on this album because I had never liked a slow song like this before. Like your background's changing.
Oh,
What have you been watching?
what's going on back behind me?
I don't know. What Netflix show are you watching? Are you watching that thing on the boy
I
band?
am. Are you?
You are. So am I.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I had no idea what was
It
going
actually
on
is really
with
good.
back.
Like NSYNC and
Good.
Backstreet
Goodness
Boys, and
gracious.
yeah.
I was going to ask you if you're
Like,
watching that. What a great show.
yeah.
What's the name of it?
I have one episode
Something
left.
Papa? They called him Big Papa. They said they used to
Called
call
him
me
Big
Big
Papa.
Papa. I forgot who did that, but
Not you.
so I'm
Very obvious.
in the second.
You do more along the lines of like, your power.
Oh, shut up now. So I'm in the second episode. So anyways, I got a little bit of catching up to do. But no, this song Prayer, actually it's a prayer.
Good. Well, very good, Joe. Very good. Let's go
It's a
play
great
it.
way to end the
It's
album.
prayer.
But he's praying for his family as they're out on the road, praying that God uses them, but still protects those that he loves. And gosh, the words are deep. I wish we could play the entire song, but hopefully this this brings people to go back and listen to this album and listen to this entire song, because the song's incredible. But this song brought people who did not like Christian rock music to Petra concerts. And because I remember being at that concert, hearing people like, I'm here to hear prayer. I want to hear prayer. Like, I don't like that other stuff, but I like prayer. And it's kind of crazy. But let's go ahead and play the last song here, Prayer.
First I want to thank you, Lord, for being who you are, for coming to the rescue of a man who's drifted far, for calling me to be your son and calling me to serve. Lord, the way you bless my life is more than I deserve. Keep the ones I love so dearly, fill their emptiness while I am gone, and fill the loneliness in me, This is my prayer, lifted to you, knowing you care even more than I do. This is my prayer, lifted in your name. Your will be done, I humbly claim. Let me be the evidence of what you.
I just want to go back and listen to this song again. Like, it just, I remember it's because it's so simple. He's just praying. It's a prayer. I mean, I'm gonna take what you just said. Of course, it's a prayer. He said this is my prayer, but he really shows you how you can pray. I mean, not to the same degree as the way Jesus said how to pray, but for those that don't know how to pray, this is actually a really good example of how you can pray.
Just being real, talking to God like you would talk to anybody. And what was that noise? Looked like what was that?
It sounded like a tape recorder stop.
It did. Anyways,
I wonder if it's my tape recorder. I've left that on.
You know what? Well, you found a cassette tape. I see. This thing that dropped into your lap of my song was.
I found a cassette tape.
I could see that.
Found a cassette tape.
We'll do what we do all the time. We'll be together next month, so we'll have to listen to that. But gather the family around. But no.
Well, maybe you'll have to hear some Consuming Fire.
Oh wow! Now it's getting greasy. So, anyways,
getting nostalgia.
Yep, we'll go in nostalgia. Maybe we'll review Consuming Fire.
That won't take long.
No, but anyways, no. This collection of songs was incredible. This is definitely the album that put them on the map in so many ways. They won a Grammy Award for Best Rock Gospel Album on this one in 1991. Dove Award for the long form music video in 90, a Dove Award for rock album in 91, a Dove Award for rock recorded song, which is Beyond Belief in 91. I mean, they definitely this one definitely put them on the map. Every time I turned around, they were on TBN getting an award or talking
Yeah.
about it or singing a song. It was incredible, and we got to see them twice from this album. Once at Knott's Berry Farm, and then again, of course, our first time that we saw them from this was Irvine Meadows. But yeah, definitely.
And you'll notice as we talk about bands that we've seen, a lot of it is at Knott's Berry Farm. Like we've been to so many jubilations and stuff. That's kind of where you went because we didn't know where to find out how to see a like a real concert.
Right.
So when Petra played, it was like great. But this album had from number one singles, Creed, Love, Prayer, I Am on the Rock were all singles off of this album.
Man.
I mean, so you think you don't see albums anymore that have 4 singles, like 4 number ones.
No.
And this is one of those that absolutely did. And it was seen to be reminiscent of Def Leppard. And then some a little bit of even Kansas. And so I think that's what drew them in maybe to the Epic records from the second album is they began to sound a lot more mainstream, and you can hear it. I mean, in all these songs, it sounded very much mainstream.
Well, and John Elefante was in Kansas, so it makes sense, that they might sound a little bit like Kansas, being that he was the one who produced it. So you think about that, and you're like, okay,
completely,
yeah.
Which makes me that now it makes sense why he would always run around going, "It's a twister, it's a twister."
Yeah. Where's my dog? Where's my dog?
Where's my dog?
Calling people witches everywhere they turned. The house is falling apart, you witch. Anyways,
you're going to jump the shark again?
Yeah, we're trying to. So, anyway, well,
okay, we got
that was a good. Yeah, definitely a good one to do. So, anyways, hey, I want to thank everybody for listening, for watching, for subscribing. Again, we are on Spotify. You can go to Spotify and under Twin Speak. I was going to say Twincast. Under Twin Speak, there's also a video portion on there. iTunes. We also have
iTunes. We're also on iHeartRadio.
I was waiting for you to say something about iHeartRadio. iTunes, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. You can also, if you want to be able to listen to all of it, you can go to the website, which is twinspeak.org, and that'll be able to help you out. Also, a reminder is we have stickers. So
we do have stickers.
And Matt,
I have the bag of stickers over here.
And Matt is flipping the bill for that. So if you want a sticker for a limited time, Matt's flipping the bill on this. He will send it to you for free.
Twin Speak sticker.
Yeah,
we'll send those in the mail for free.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Joe. You gonna go ahead and take it?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take it. So but you can go ahead and I'm taking it.
Oh, you want me to say what you're going to do? Oh, here's the sticker.
Oh, thank you. Okay, cool. Thank you. That would be cool.
But you still don't have it. We haven't seen them. They're really nice. Go on to Instagram, follow us, but then comment and send us a message requesting the sticker with your address, and then we will get these in the mail to you.
Okay. Well, I'll do that.
So thank you. Yeah, you do that, and everybody else do that as well. But thank you so much for tuning in, for your support, and for listening to some great Christian music. And then, of course, there's some other stuff that we're doing as well. Yep. So thank you for joining Twin Speak. God bless and be good people.
All right.
Joe?
God bless you guys. We'll see you next time. All right. Bye.